All right, we're going to do two practice problems, factor by grouping. The first thing that you want to do when you're factoring in general is that you want to find GCF. That's always your first thing. You always want to find the GCF first, okay? GCF is always going to be first. So your greatest common factor here for all four of these terms is going to be 3. So we're going to take out a 3, okay? And if you don't know that, you can draw a factor tree just like we practiced on Monday. So here, when you are, let me go to my calculator on my phone so you can see what I'm doing, okay? So here, you're going to divide to figure out what's left here. When you take out a 3, this is going to be 21, okay, because you have 63 divided by 3, and that's going to be 21. Then you're going to divide 3 times that 54. Let me bring down the n to the third power. Sorry, y'all. So you have 54 divided by 3, and that gives you 18. So this is plus 18n, okay? And then you're going to divide 105 divided by 3, and that's going to give you 35n. 90 divided by 3, that's going to give you 30. And I forgot the n here, 35n. This is n to the second, into the second. Okay. All right. So here, what you're going to do after this, you need to simplify this completely. So in order to simplify this completely, you have to factor by grouping. You're going to factor these two together and then these two together, the negative included there. We're going to set this 3 out to the side. We're going to find the GCF between these two. Let me show you how to do that in your calculator, okay? So you go to math here. You're going to go over to num. Then you're going to go down to GCD, which is greatest common denominator, same as greatest common factor, okay? We're going to type in these two numbers, 21 and 18. So you have 21, comma, 18. Close the parentheses and press enter. That gives you a 3, okay? So you're going to take out 3 here. And at most, they have 2 ends in common. This one has 3, this has 2, so they have at least 2 ends in common. So when you divide to figure out what's left is 7 n. So when I multiply this by this, I'm going to get this in the parentheses there. So we know this is right. So we're going to divide this by 3 as well. Remember, you can use your calculator there. 18, you know this by heart, 18 divided by 3, but you see how you can use your calculator. And this is going to give you 6. So this is going to be plus, and you took out 2 ends, so you don't have anything left. All you have is the 6, okay? So now we're going to find GCF here. So I'm show you how to do that in the calculator again, so you'll know. This is you go to math, num, go down to GCD, greatest common denominator, same as greatest common factor. And you're going to type in the 2 numbers. You got 35, and you have comma, right above the 7, 30. Okay? Now you want to press enter there. And that gives you 5. So you're going to take out a 5. Okay? They both are negative, so you're going to take out a negative 5. And what that leaves you when you take out a negative 5, when you divide, this gives you a positive 7n. If I were to multiply this negative times this positive, it would give me that negative 35, so I know I'm good there. Here, when I divide negative 5 by negative 30, that gives me a positive 6. Okay? All right. So now, we'll go back to this. I know that these two numbers, what they have in common is that both numbers are being multiplied by the same binomial. So what I do is put these two terms in the same parentheses, 3n squared minus 5, okay? And right beside it, I'm going to put the binomial that both numbers are being multiplied by. Only if these two are the same can you do this, okay? If I was to multiply this back out, I should get this. Now I'm going to bring down that 3. And this is going to be my answer here. I'm going to do this once more, okay? Same thing. All right, so first thing I look for is GCF of all 4 numbers. I got to take out the greatest common factor for all. So I can draw a factor tree to figure that out. Some of us know that that's going to be 3. I'm going to move this 6 way over here so that I don't think it's part of the problem, okay? So I'm going to use 3 as my greatest common factor for all 4. I got to do GCF first. They all have that greatest common factor of 3. So when I divide, remember, look, and we know this by heart, but look, you can divide just to make sure. 21 divided by 3 is no harm in it. And that gives us, of course, 7k to the third. 84 divided by 3. That gives us 28k to the second. 15 divided by 3. That gives us 5k. And then, of course, you got 20 here. Okay? 60 divided by 3. Okay? All right. So we took out a 3. We're going to do the same thing that we did before. And we're going to move the 3 over here. We're going to factor by grouping because we want to simplify it completely. So we're going to factor. Find the GCF of these two, then find the GCF of these two, okay? So your greatest common factor here, remember, I'm going to show you how to do it in calculator for practice. You could do that in your head, but for practice, I'm going to show you how to do it in calculator. Math, go over to num, go down to GCD, and you're going to type in 7, comma is right above the 7, and 28, okay? Close the parentheses and press enter. All right, and that gives us 7. So we're going to take out a 7. They at least have 2 k's in common. So we're going to take out a 7k to the second. When you divide here, you're left with 1k. When you divide here, you're left with 4. All right, you're left with 4 there. Remember, you can divide 28 divided by 7, and that's how I get the 4 there, all right? GCF here, we're going to do that. Even though we can do that in our head, let's get the practice in. Math, num, go down to GCD, and type in 5, comma, 20. Sorry. And, of course, that's going to give us 5. So we're going to take out a 5 plus 5. So when we take out a plus 5, that's going to leave us with the k, 1k. We take out 5 here, that's going to leave us with 4. All right, so here again, look. These two numbers are being multiplied by the same binomial. So you can put these two numbers in parentheses together because they're being multiplied by the same binomial. And then the binomial that they're being multiplied by, put it directly beside it. And don't forget to bring down this 3. And this is going to be your answer there.